Let's get this shit on the road. What is up, gents? 40K Dirtbags here. We got an awesome live video for you today. Thanks for clicking on the video. If you guys have any questions, just comment. We're going to be kind of open-ended today, going over any questions, ideas, things you want to test out, because this new Defiler looks absolutely amazing. This is one of the things, if the Defiler has good rules, I think you'll see it on the table a lot more. It is one of the coolest, newest models that we have, especially playing Chaos Space Marines, and being able to have 3 of these guys on the table is going to be fucking nuts. So yeah, we're going to get into that, but first we got a whole bunch of other rules that we got. New leaders, new units. So we'll get over that real quick. We'll get that out of the way. And then we'll get into the Defiler, because I'm super pumped about pulling up some list ideas and stuff that we can use in the Defiler with. Most of the people are probably going to be running in Renegade Raiders, Packbound Zealots, I would definitely run. And then probably Soulbound, like Soulforge. Soulforge would be really cool to test this guy out. Like everything just getting +1 to wound in shooting. And if you actually get him into combat, you get +1 or +2 attacks. Dude, it's going to be insane. All right, so let's get into it. Kravik Morn, I guess a new character, a lot of new Iron Warriors models. He's an epic hero. He's Chaos Terminator Squad, Mutilators, or Obliterators. Dude, Obliterators are getting a fucking leader. That is insane. He's got 6 wounds, T5, so not T7, but the Obliterators will make him T7. Speed 5, so 1 more speed than the Obliterators, so that'll definitely help out the Obliterators getting into combat. 6 up, OC1, 4 up, so 2 up, 4 up. What does he have? Each time a model in the unit makes an attack that targets the closest eligible unit, improve the armor penetration. Oh my god, guys. This is live if you couldn't tell. Like, this is the first time I'm reading this stuff, but holy shit. All right, so now you're Oblitz. We gotta pull this up. Let me get, you guys, again, you can comment and ask me any questions throughout this entire stream, but let me pull up the BlueStacks 40K so we can go over this live, and you guys can see it on my screen as well. Get the blue, all right, so blue, so +1 AP for the Obliterator, so all of the shots, especially the 822 is going to be 832 for the Oblitz. At the start of the battle, select 1 unit from your opponent's army. Hated foe. Each time this model makes an attack that targets the hated foe, you can reroll a wound roll. Each time model's hated foe is destroyed, you can select a new, oh my god. So just come down in Horon's Marauders, hitting on 2s, uppy, downy, and then full rerolls to wound. Holy shit. With Dark Pact still. So let's pull up Chaos Space Marines. I'll get this up here for you guys. Can you see this? No, let's just pull this up here. I'm going to add this here. Windowed. Properties. BlueStacks. Okay, so we got that. You guys can see this. So I'm like editing this as we go. All right, so we're at that. Chaos Space Marines, data sheets, Obliterators. All right, so 5 wounds. He'll have 6 wounds, T7, 2 up save, 5 up invul, and he'll have 4 up. Abilities, you get the indirect fire, range weapons. So AP4. Flat 6 damage if you're within 9 before he rolls the wound. That's what's going to make this so scary. So at the start of the battle, you just be like, all right, my Blitz definitely are going to go after that unit, so let me just pick that unit. And if you have 2 Oblit units, so some of the army lists have 2 Oblits, 2 squads of Obliterators, so you're basically going to be able to pick 2. Oh no, sorry, it's only 1. So him and his unit is going to be able to do that. Each time the model that makes an attack targets a hated foe, you can reroll the wound roll, and then pick a new hated foe. All right, so what does he got? He's got a Bale Flamer, Ignore Cover, Torrent, 612, 2 damage Flamer. Holy shit. Combi Weapon. Damn, so he's just another mini Disco Lord. D6 plus 3, range 12, full rerolls to wound. So you're probably going to be wounding the vehicles on 5s. But full rerolls to wound, AP 2, 2 damage. Damn. Damn. That's insane, dude. His ability only works on his model. Oh. At the start of the battle, select one unit from your opponent's army to be model hit each time this model may. Ah, got it. All right, so a little bit different. Not as fucking busted. Still, it's pretty cool. Devastating wounds on his power fist. 7 attacks, hitting on 2s, 10-2-2, devastating wounds, and then extra attacks, anti-vehicle 2+. All right, this guy's insane. This guy's awesome. Chaos Undivided. All right, yeah, this guy's really good. Already starting off strong, guys. This guy is freaking insane, depending on how many points he is, but 160 points for the obliterators, plus let's say he's 100 points, 260 points for your oblits. I haven't looked at these guys yet, the mutilators. It's probably a new kit coming out for all the melee shit. I wonder if the new kit's going to have melee and obliterators, or if it's just going to be these guys. But squads of 3, it looks like. How many does it come with? Yeah, 3 mutilators. So, it's got speed 5, T7, 2 up, 5 up, 5 wounds, OC 2, flesh metal. So you get to pick the flesh metal weapons, whatever you need. He's got dark packs, so you can reroll the charge rolls made for this unit. Each time the unit makes a charge move, select one enemy unit, roll 1d6 for each model in this unit. That is within engagement range. That sucks. So I wish it was like the better one. On a 4+, that enemy unit suffers D3 mortals. Awesome. So he's got the little Krutox charging more D3 mortals. So that's actually really good. Does he have grenades? No. Infantry, demon, mutilators. You're going to be able to get 6 attacks, hitting on 3s, 6-2-1, and then 4 attacks, 9-3-3. Damn. So that's 12 attacks. Hohman's Marauders, auto advance 6, so 11-inch auto advance. Charging. Hitting on 2s. I'm just thinking of detachments. 9-3-3. That's insane. All right. 2 attacks each. Strength 12, 4d6 plus 2. Damn. So that's 2, 4, 6, hitting on 2s, strength 12, AP 4, d6 plus 2. These guys are insane. So not only are you going to get the impact mortals, you can add this guy, I guess, because he can join mutilators and obliterators. So each time the unit makes an attack, that targets the closest eligible enemy unit. So that's for melee and shooting. Improve the arm pen by 1. So you're going to be able to get these guys up to AP 4 or AP 5, no save. So you're just fucking going into Land Raiders, hitting on 2s, wounding on 4s, unless there's an extra strength that we can get in Hohman Marauders. AP 5, so no save, and then just D6 plus 2 damage on top of that. Holy crap. Damn, that's insane. All right, so those are 2 new units that Chaos Space Marine will definitely be testing out. They're just so tanky. Also, looking into the Iron Warriors. I think Iron Warriors are going to be using a lot of these guys. You can also deep strike in enemy lines, close combat, and the crushing charge ability helps you make an important 9-inch charge. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to rely on a rollable charge. You can reroll charge rolls made for each unit, makes a charge roll. I mean, if you get +1 charge, which, I mean, there might be Desolators, which isn't really that good, but the extra charge would be, like, rerolling charge is definitely going to be key, just built into the battle data sheet, but extra mortal wounds on the charge on a 4+, and then just murdering whatever the hell they touch. Yeah, so I think it'll be cool. Can give them +1 attacks in Hohman's. Yeah, that's definitely going to be clutch. So getting 3 attacks each. So that's 3, 6, 9 hitting on 2s. They are infantry. So here's the thing: if you can use the keywords before they fac it, but like let's pull up like a rhino or something, like something stupid. So let's pull up a rhino. It'll say like obliterators can't go in. So they'll probably fac it like day one, maybe. But Chaos Rhino, transport. So Heretic Starter's infantry models cannot transport Terminator, Jump Pack, Obliterators, Obliterator, or Possessed. So this one is Infantry, Chaos, Demon, Mutilators. So this would have to be fact like day one. Because he's a Terminator, so you can't bring him in. Can you join Terminators? Chaos Terminator Squad. Nice. Oh shit, dude. So him joining the Terminator brick in Horon's Marauders. I mean, you don't get the free CP strap because of the Lord, but now your Terminators are just shooting a shit ton of bolters. AP1, he's got a flamer. So you just AP1. If you bring down the sorcerer, it's AP2 bolters. 4 rolls to hit with lethal or sustain. Yeah, I'm gonna try that guy in Marauders. But yeah, these guys, if they don't fac the Rhino coming in, you can put them in a Rhino. So you just basically put 3 squads of 3 in a Rhino. So the Rhino just just fucking runs forward. Yeah, so that's gonna be fun to test out. Land Raiders, I think I don't know if Land Raiders can bring Oblitz. Yeah, so you can't bring Obliterators. So yeah, I mean they'll probably fac it. If they don't, you can ask your TO if you can play it that way just for one fun game. But yeah, that'd be it. All right, so let's get into the Defiler. The Defiler is the new thing that everybody is looking into. We have a shit ton of weapons. Like there are just so many weapons on this guy. We have movement 12, which is a huge upgrade. Let's pull the old Defiler up here. A fucking ugly ass Defiler. When does a mutilator? Sorry, what was the question? When do mutilators, Defilers go up for pre-order? I think I'm not sure. I have no idea, but I would definitely wait to see the points. Like the points are definitely gonna be crucial. I mainly play Soulforge since I just love the demon engines, and yes, this is definitely we're gonna pull up the Soulforge detachment as well. But yeah, so let's go over this. Old one is speed 8, so he just gained 4 speed and extra toughness, and 4 extra wounds. So an extra toughness and 4 extra wounds. So he's definitely going to go up in points. He's currently 190, so we're probably looking at like 220 to 250, honestly. But having a 220 point model that can do all of this, I think is definitely going to be worth it. So let's go over his weapon. He comes with 1 Hades battle cannon, which is, can you guys see this closer? You guys can see that? All right. All right, cool. So Hades battle cannon, we have 48 inches, D6 plus 3 blast. Now again, everything you're thinking about going in the detachments that you guys want to play, just think about like the strats and enhancements you're going to be getting on a separate page. The bigger that way. Let me see if I could just make this bigger for you guys here. So we'll bring that over to there, and then this will just boom. How about that? Does that work? We'll just extend it a shit ton. All right, that way you guys can see it a little bit better there. Battle can is only apparently AP1. That was an issue before because the AP1 battle cannon just like didn't really kill anything. Like AP1 strength 10, AP1 3 damage, D6 plus 3 shots, blast. Ectoplasm slightly shorter range but a lot more damage, 100%. So this is basically just an extra Forge Fiend on the table for you. So D6 blast, hitting on 3s, strength 12, which is way better than the ectoplasma, 3/3. Each time the model makes a normal advance or fallback move, it can move through models excluding Titanic. So speed 12 is going to be huge for this ability because being able to only be speed 8 prior was so bad. You guys can look; it's 160 mil base, so 160 mil base is 6.2 inches already just for the base size. So now it's speed 12. You're going to be able to move past the building, which is 6 inches, 6 point whatever inches. Like let's round up to 7 inches and still have an extra 5 inches past that to move. So that's a huge gap in movement going through walls and infantry and stuff like that. So that is honestly a huge upgrade. But let's get back to this. So probably upgrading the Hades battle cannon to, where can you upgrade here? So Hades battle cannon, 1 ectoplasma destructor. So yeah, I'd probably upgrade the destructor. 36 inch range is pretty far for speed 12 that can move through buildings. Then we have now people have to make sure that they read this correctly because this goes for venom crawlers as well. Venom crawlers have 2 of these guns. So this says, look, 2 exocruciator cannons. So make sure that you're shooting 2 of these things. So 36 inch range, 12 shots, guys. 6, 1, 2. So it's the same as the venom crawler. So basically he has a venom crawler gun on his fucking body. So it's 2 of these things. Now you can get rid of both of them. This model's exocrinian cannons can be replaced with 2 magma cutters, which unless you're going to be getting them in combat, I probably wouldn't be focused on the magma cutters because they're only range 12. I'd rather have just the extra shots. If you're running packed bound zealots, make them like Nurgle, so you're critting on 5s with lethal and sustain with the Hellbrute. You're just gonna have a shit ton of shots. So it's 12 shots, 6, 1, 2, 36 inch range. Full rerolls to hit, probably with the Soul Forge or Abbey nearby, and it's gonna hit a lot. That's a lot of shots. Then we have the Bale Flamer, which heavy Bale Flamer, D6 plus 3 shots, so another Disco Lord. Ignores cover, torrent, 7/2/2. But it's only range 12. So you can get rid of the Bale Flamer for a last cannon, which is 2 shots, 12/3 D6 plus 1. Or the autocannon for the other one. So it has a missile launcher. So the missile launcher is 2d6 shots for the frag. 2d6 blast, so that's going to melt some infantry for AP1. And then the crack is 2 shots, 10 to d6 plus 1. So I think the crack, the missile launcher is great because the extra 2d6 shots. A model cannot be equipped with more than 1 ectoplasm scourge. Ectoplasma Scourge is, I think, the melee one. Yeah, so that's the melee one. So extra attacks, again, if you're going to get him into combat, like if that's the whole goal with him, then yeah, you can add that. But I definitely would go for the more guns. Like this gun platform is going to be insane. So 1 heavy Bale Flamer or 1 Searing Claws. The Searing Claws you don't really want to replace, but you do want to replace the heavy missile launcher or keep it. So I think you keep the heavy missile launcher and you replace the Bale Flamer for the last cannon or autocannon. So the autocannon is 4 shots. Sustain hits 1 already built in. Devastating wounds. So hitting on 3s, 9-1-3. You're going to be able to reroll 1s to wound on all of these. So you're going to be wounding mostly all infantry on 3s, or if not 2s. So you're going to be rerolling the 1s to wound. It's just going to be putting a lot of volume of shots going into shit. So that's one option, or the last cannon, just extra d6 plus 1 damage going into tanks. And then the Bale Flamer is great for infantry. So depending on what you're going to be running them for, so you're going to be running the Bale Flamer with the missile magma cutters, just so you're going to be able to get close. And then definitely bring, so I want the 3 damage, I want the 3 damage, and I want the d6 plus 1 damage. So I want all of those 3 damage going into my Defiler. Ectoplasma cannon plus 2 execution cannons, magnetize the 2. Yeah, you're gonna magnetize everything. Like, yeah, this thing is gonna have 7 fucking magnets all over it. There might be some interesting breakdowns on the autocannons with Vastor, 100%, because all the strengths are going to be +1 with Vastor around. So you're looking at strength 13 ectoplasma, strength 7. Is it +2 strength or +1 strength? Shit, is it +2 strength? Vastor. I think it's +2 strength. Add 2 to strength characteristic. Yeah, so +2 strength is fucking huge. So strength 14 ectoplasma, strength 8 12 shots. So strength 8, strength 9 bell flamer, or strength 11 autocannon, strength 12 missile. So yeah, everything is going to be nuts. The base size is so big that Vastor being 6 inches from this guy is just super easy to get to. So that is kind of huge. So I mean, again, this guy's probably going to be letting Vastor's detachment be played in a very, very competitive setting. Because having 3 of these guys, like, you have a CP that you can move through a wall with another battle engine, but these guys just do it for free. So if you just have 3 of these guys with the tech priest nearby, full rerolls to hit, Vastor nearby, they're decent in combat. They have a sweep attack now. It's only 1 damage, which kind of sucks. But 10 attacks, strength 8, 2 AP2, 1 damage, or 5 attacks in Vastor's attachment. It's 7 attacks, hitting on 3s, 16. Is it? Add to the strength characteristics a weapon equip by miles in that unit. So add to the strength characteristics weapons. All right, so go up to strength 18. Fuck. Wounding rhinos on 2s. AP. Oh, damn, that's so good. And he's going to be blown up most of the game. AP2 for T-Sons. Yeah, so, I mean, we can go over this real quick. So the Death Guard is going to be able to get rid of cover, which I think they do now anyway. But you're going to have him shoot. I wish him gets it as well, but you're going to have him shoot, get rid of cover, and then everything else shooting at that would be huge. So him and Morty's Hammer, you're going to be able to pick 2 units. The 1 unit that you're going to be shooting at already has -1 toughness and -1 AP if you're playing Morty's Hammer, and then he shoots it, probably does a shit ton into it, and then gets rid of the cover, so that way you're just going to be able to nuke whatever the hell you want. So going into like Terminators and stuff, 2 up save with armor contempt, 3 up save, removing cover, like they're going to get their 4 up invulns for everything. So all of these AP1 shots, it's going to go to AP2 essentially with Death Guard, and hopefully it's T12. Like, having these guys be T12 and Death Guard, pretty good. This guy is going to be amazing in Emperor's Children, so it actually brings guns to Emperor's Children that you're going to be fearful of. So that's actually a big addition for Emperor's Children. You can have Noise Marines, which are shooting 18 inches, but now this guy is just shooting 36 plus. You shoot extra cannons at a smoked vehicle, then use the main guns. As the amount of shots, select one enemy you hit by one of the attacks. Yeah, I mean, you can shoot this guy into one thing that you really want to kill with your other guns, ignore the cover, and then shoot everything else, all the other guns, like into something else, like split fire. So you can basically shoot like an auto-hitting flamer into something, remove the cover, and then go into all the other guns into something else. So, yeah, Emperor's Children added 1 to the hit roll if they're not below half strength. So most of the stuff you're going to be shooting is not going to be low half strength. If they are, they're just going to die anyway. But this is a huge upgrade. So just hitting on 2s, or I don't know if they're going to hit on 3, probably 3. So hitting on 2s with everything. Then this thing, within 9 inches, gets to Overwatch on 4 pluses. 5 plus Overwatch, and then Overwatch on 4 pluses. That's nuts. And then I played this actually in Worlds with the World Eaters, and it was scary, guys. Like, I basically couldn't get near his Defiler without him getting into charge me. And being toughness 11 now, you're most likely not going to be winning him on anything but 5s. So this in every single detachment or every single faction, I think is going to be really, really good. Sorry, just setting a timer for today. Cool. So yeah, that's good. That's kind of nuts. Let's get into the detachments because that's going to be super fun. Cool. So I already know Vastor is going to be really good with them. I was thinking we'll start at Fellheimer Siege Host. So Fellheimer Siege Host, if you're bringing one of these guys at toughness 11, anything that is going to be able to wound him on a 3 is going to go back to wounding on a 4. So anything strength 12, like last cannons or something that really wants to bring it down. Vindicators, you're going to be wounding them on 3s, back to 4s with the -1 to wound, because it works on anything excluding damned units. So subtract 1 from the wound roll. And then the strats are actually pretty decent on him. So he's just going to be almost an unkillable defiler to shooting. So for the whole battle round, you can actually give this guy a 5-up Feel No Pain. Where is it? Right here. So in your shooting phase, it's your shooting phase. Your opponent's shooting phase. So 1 Heretic Astartes unit, excluding damned, selected 1 or more attack until the end of the phase. The models have 5-up Feel No Pain. So basically, this guy is -1 to wound, anything with higher than its toughness, and then 5-up Feel No Pain. So 3-up, 18 wounds, -1 to wound if you're shooting at anything with like Vindicators or whatever, and then a 5-up Feel No Pain built in. Like, holy shit. 5-up invuln, 5-up invuln save, 5-up invuln save, 5-up Feel No Pain, and then toughness 11. We'll be in the UK late next month. Hopefully it's out and I grab one of the, definitely want to be grabbing, definitely 1, probably 2. Depends on how much they're selling them for, but I think 3D prints are going to be out the wazoo on this guy. Because it's probably going to be $160, honestly. It's fucking so expensive. But yeah, so that's one option. And then -2 to charges, so it's going to be even annoying to get a charge off on. So start your opponent's charge phase, you can select this guy and be -2 to their charge rolls. So he's going to be even tough to get into that. You can turn all of his weapons into pistols. So he is shooting anything in combat and doesn't suffer the -1. Schooling blast weapons. So blast weapons still have to say blast. So you can't shoot, you shoot this thing as a pistol. So these things as pistols, magma cutters as pistols, flame thing as pistols, but that doesn't matter. Like all these could just be pistols, so you don't suffer the thing. Only charge units that have been set up. Is that the thing? Yeah, I mean, that's the World Eater one. But I mean, if they're getting out of a Rhino, that's being set up. So clear a charge against that unit. At the end of your opponent's movement phase, you can select 1 enemy unit that was set up on the battlefield within 12 inches of this model. This unit can either... Yeah, so I think if they get out of a transport, they're being set up on the battlefield, and then at the end of the movement phase, you can charge them. The end of your opponent's movement phase, you can select 1 enemy unit that was set up on the battlefield within 12 inches of the model. You can either declare a charge against that unit. That's fucking nuts. Or shoot the unit. So let's say you're getting out of a Rhino, you're being set up on the field, or you move up and get out of the Rhino, or you deep strike within 12 inches. Like it has its perks, definitely. But let's get back into this. So -2 charges, pistol. I think that's reroll the hit roll and wound roll potentially in the fight phase. So that was one of the ideas that's going to make them a super tanky defilers with that. And then let's go to Pact Bound Zealots. So this is going to be one of the main attachments I'm going to be testing them out in. So you get the Dark Pact obviously as well, but you pick a Mark of Chaos. So mostly in Pact Bound Zealots, you're going to be having Abaddon for the full rerolls to hit and a Hellbrute. So that way the Hellbrute gives lethals and sustains for any of these Dark Pacts. So basically you Dark Pact once within the Hellbrute, you get full rerolls to hit with Abaddon. If you are Nurgle, you're going to be able to have Lone Op 18 for 1 CP with your Defiler. You're probably going to put all of the guns you possibly can that have long range on him. So you have the Ectoplasma 36-inch range, the Executioner Cannon 36-inch range, the Last Cannon, and then the Missile Launcher. So you're going to be having all of those shots coming in with 36 plus inch range, a shit ton of shots. Now, the best part about it is you're critting on 5s. So you're dark pacting for probably lethal, but you get sustain and lethal built in because of the Hellbrute. So you're full rerolls to hit, critting on 5s. So that means you lethal and sustain on 5s with full rerolls to hit. So that's just a bajillion shots going out from one Defiler. Not a ton of AP on some of them, like AP 1, but still, you're speed 12. So you're going to be able to get crazy angles with this Defiler. And then you're making all those shots. So that is basically the benefit of that. You can do Tzeentch or Nurgle. Nurgle's just a better one to go. And then the strats, I haven't looked at the strats in a while for these guys, but we have, Lone Up 18. You can advance and charge if it's Slaanesh. Slaanesh melee, closer range, setup Defiler plus. It seems good too. Ecto Scourge, process. Yeah, I mean, if you want to build them for the melee dude, you can. Like the Magma Cutters, the Bale Flamer, critting on 5s with the Sustain 2, full rerolls to hit, 5 attacks, 12. Yeah, so I mean, he's cool. I'm going to use him as a gun platform most of the time, though. And then Tzeentch, you can regain wounds, undivided, fight on death if he's Khorne, and that's really it. So you're using, with this attachment, you're using him mainly for the gun platform. Yes, you can use him as a Gork and Morkanot if you wanted to, but just put Orc Bits all over him. That'd be really cool. So Renegade Raiders is the other detachment that people are talking about. So you have the Assault built in with all of the weapons. You can advance with him, and if you shoot on an objective, a unit on an objective, you get to improve that armor pen by 1. Makes an attack that targets a unit within a range of an objective marker. You get to improve the armor pen. So we're looking at AP 4 for the Ectoplasma, AP 2 on the 12 shots from this gun, AP 5 if you want to bring the Magma Cutters, Heavy Bale Flamer AP 3, AP 4, AP 2 on the autocannon, which is sick, Devastating Wounds, Sustain Hits 1 built in, AP 2, and then the Crack Missile AP 3. And obviously all the melee is going to be insane too. So AP 3, 1 damage though, but AP 4, D6 plus 1 damage. So Assault on everything, and then plus 1 AP if you're shooting at something on the objective. So let's go over some of the strats. 1 Heretic Stars infantry unit or mounted, can't do that one. Disembark from transport, can't really do that. Transport mounted, can't do that. Eligible fight this phase. Eligible can make a normal move up to 6 inches. Or up to 12 as mounts, otherwise your unit can fall back move. All right, so basically at the end of the fight phase, this thing can fall back because it's anybody. So it can make a normal move up to 6 inches or 12 if it's mounted. So he's not mounted, obviously, but he can move 6 inches out of combat. So if they're like trying to like just charge you to tie you up or whatever, you can just flat move like 1 inch away out of combat and then just move 12 over next turn to go do something, or advance 12 inches back. So this strat can definitely work on them. In the fight phase, you gain precision out of character with fucking 5 attacks, 16, 3, or 4, D6 plus 1. That's pretty cheeky. And then your opponent's shooting phase or fight phase, improve the armor pen. So 3 up with cover and an extra armor pen. So yeah, this is good with the Defiler. But I mean, the advance and then shooting like that is kind of nuts. Yeah, so just 3 Defilers running around in the Renegade Raiders should be pretty fun. So we got these two, like definitely you're gonna be seeing fucking that. The Fellhammer Siege Hosts, if you're really like the Iron Warriors and you want to run this, I think these guys with the Terminators and the Defilers could be super cheeky. And then let's get into one of the best ones for the fucking Soulforge is the Soulforge War Pact. So anytime this guy makes a Desperate or Dark Pact, you can pick one of these 2 abilities. So you're going to be able to get +1 to the wound roll just built in. So everything that you're shooting is going to be +2 strength and +1 to wound and reroll 1s to wound. Look at this. So each time this model makes a dark pact until the end of the phase, each time the model makes an attack, reroll a wound roll of 1. In addition, once per battle, you can get full rerolls to wound instead. You just suffer D3 mortal wounds. So I mean, he's going to be hurting himself a lot. That's why you need tech priests everywhere. But you're going to be hitting on 2s, guys, because you're going to have a tech priest nearby. So you can just buff them to hit on 2s. Full rerolls to hit because of the enhancement. This one. So each time a heretic starts demon vehicle, which he is a demon and a vehicle, while within 3 inches of the bear, his base is fucking huge. So the long base from the tech priest is going to help out. It suffers 1 or more mortal wounds every time it makes Dark Pact and fails add 1 of the mortal wounds. So it's going to be D3 plus 1 mortal wounds if you fail the Dark Pact. And then until the end of the phase, you can reroll the hit rolls. So this guy, lethals or sustain on everything, hitting on 2s, full rerolls to hit with sustain, and then +1 to wound because of this. So everything is going to be strength fucking 14 +1 to wound, rerolling 1s. Strength 8 +1 to wound, rerolling 1s. Strength 14 +1 to wound, rerolling 1s, and then strength 12 +1 to wound, rerolling 1s. Holy fuck. That is insane. Yeah, it's going to be scary. I definitely want to build 3 of these guys and put them next to the Vastor and this Tech Priest. So the Tech Priest is going to be having that. So you just kind of turn them sideways and all 3 can just do that. You can have, oh dude, and I forgot, you're going to have the Help Root. Oh God. That's insane. So you can get full rerolls to hit with the Help Root nearby. So you're getting lethals and sustains on 6s with full rerolls to hit, hitting on 2s. Yeah. Leadership 6 too. So he's leadership 7, I think, because you're subtracting 1 from the leadership test. You can bring a crown. I tested this. I mean, it really just depends on the points. But this was in one of my lists. If you guys don't know what the crown does, it was really good last edition. This edition, not so much. But you bring the crown in the Soulforge. So that way all of your battle engines, your demon engines, get +1 leadership. So within 9 inches. So you just kind of like put them behind, let's say layout 1. You're going to put them in your deployment zone, kind of like tilted diagonal. So that way it blocks out all the back of your deployment zone. So they can't deep strike anything near the back end of your deployment zone. And then you're going to like kind of put them as far forward as you can to screen out the back. So that's fine. But a 9-inch aura of the crown, you're going to get +1 leadership. So all of your battle engines are going to go back to leadership 6. Instead of hurting themselves a shit ton of times on leadership 7s, you're going to be leadership 6 for all of them. And that's mainly why you're going to be bringing it. I think it's like, yeah, it's 125 points. It is pretty expensive, but you're not going to be hurting your guys as much as possible with the Defilers just getting leadership 6 again. So that's one of the options. Let's go back to Soulforge War Pact. This is just insane. Let's go to the strats. So down here, your opponent's move phase. When an enemy unit, excluding monster vehicles, is selected to fall back. One heretic starts vehicle unit, Vastor. Until the end of the phase, each time an enemy unit, excluding monster vehicles within engage range, can fall back. All models in the unit must take a desperate escape. When doing so, the model unit battle shock at -1 when doing the test. So just desperate escape if you choose to fall back from me at -1. It's pretty good. Your opponent's move phase just after an enemy unit ends a normal move or fallback route. One heretic starts vehicle or Vastar unit within 9 inches. Gauge range until they make a normal move up to 6 inches, but must move as close as possible to close enemy units. So you can't go into combat, but it could get somewhat of a different angle to get behind cover or off of cover. Stuff like that. You have to go directly towards, which is kind of shitty. So unit must make a normal move up to 6 inches, but you must end that move as close as possible to the closest to that enemy unit. Wording is not the best, but you have to go directly towards that unit at 6 inches. So like, let's say they fall back 6, you can just go 6 inches directly towards it, stay 1 inch away, and just kind of get a little bit closer towards them. but it could take you out of line of sight of some other stuff as well. So it's okay. Your enemy unit, your movement phase or charge phase. So you can just move through terrain features, which it already has built in, so you don't have to waste the CP on that with the Defiler. Since it's fairly high strength by default, the +2 attacks may be tempted since it has so many different guns. Yeah, I mean, you're going to get, what, an additional add 2 to the attack characteristic of melee weapons equipped by Mal. You get to pick, dude. So, like, each time the Heretic Stars Demon vehicle from your army makes a Dark Pact. So you're going to be able to do the +1 to wound in the shooting, so you're going to be able to move up 12, shoot everything, charge, do a Dark Pact again, and then add 2 to the attack characteristics of melee weapons equipped by Miles in the unit. So I found out you can't add extra attacks. You can't add to the attack characteristics melee. I guess you can, right? So do you get to add 2 to the extra attacks? That's a question, because you can't with like a Wa. The Wa, you get to add attacks to the profile. So I don't know if you get to get the additional 2 attacks with the extra attacks, but your other 2, you get 7 attacks here or 12 attacks here. So, I mean, you get to do both if you Wa both. So, I mean, you can do this twice because you're Dark Pacting twice. One in the shooting phase, one in the fight phase. That could be 8, strength 12, last shots, rerolling wounds if you use the ability. No, so you don't get an extra 2 attacks. It's only melee. So add to the attack characteristics of melee weapons. So you don't get 12 last cannon shots. Can you get 2 additional last cannons though? This model's Bale Flamer can replace one of the following. 1 Hades last cannon. This model's Heavy Missile Launcher can be replaced with one of the following. 1 last cannon. So you can, I guess you can go 2 last cannons. So it's 4 last cannon shots. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so you can't add 2 to the extra attacks. So it already has extra attacks. So you can't go 7 extra attacks. It's only 5 extra attacks, and then the 5 then can be added 2 extra attacks there. So good. Glad we fixed that or figured that out. So let's go into this. All right, so we got that one. We don't need this one, and then this one we already have, so we don't. So there's 2 strats we don't have to waste on this guy. In the fight phase, 1 heretic until the end of the phase, your unit is involved. This contract, each time it makes an attack that destroys an enemy model, roll 1d6 on a 5+. Your unit regains 1 lost wound after all the attacks have been resolved to a maximum of 6. So let's say you do the sweep profile on 12 attacks. You kill just a bunch of 1 wound models. You can then heal back up to 6 models with that. So it's good for horde clearing. Move up, sweep, kill shit ton, and then heal back on 5+. Pretty cool. Then your shooting phase and fight phase. Improve the armor pen by 1. So all of these are now +1 AP, +1 to wound, reroll 1s to wound, +2 strength, 4 rerolls to hit, lethal, and sustain. Get fucked. This is probably where you're going to be using the strat in the fight phase too. So you're going to go AP4, D6 +1, +1 to wound, lethal and sustain, 4 rerolls to hit, +2 attacks. This is insane, guys. So we're going to be definitely putting this guy, obviously, in the Soulforge War Pact. I'll make a list once all of the points come out. But yeah, that's going to be a cool video to make. How many lists can we fit the Defiler in? 3 Defilers. All right, so then we got the Renegade Raiders, the new one. Oh, I didn't update it. Fuck. How the hell do I update this thing? Do I have to go back to BlueStacks? $40K. Damn it. What's this called? Tacticus? No. It's called Warhammer 40K app. Warhammer 40K. Where is the app, guys? Play Store. No thanks. 40K. I'm going to update it right now. Sorry. 40K. Should have updated it before. I didn't know it wasn't updated. Right here. Update. All right, cool. So now it's updating. Let's open it. And let's pull up Horon's. I'm not even going to look at the fucking other detachment. I just don't like it. Not getting dark packs is just dumb. Chaos Experience. That's Chaos Legion. Chaos Experience. Horon Marauder. Cool. So Horon Marauders. Add one to the hit roll for only infantry, so it's not going to be huge in Marauders, but all the other strats work on it. So you don't get any of these, which is okay. But what else can we do? We can do end of your opponent's fight phase, one Heretic Astartes unit from your army, excluding monsters and vehicles, within 6 inches of one or more battlefield edge. All right, so you can't do that one. This one, though, your opponent's shooting phase, you can make a horde move. So if they kill you, you can horde move. You can't do that one. Wait, so your army has lost one or more wounds as a result of these. Okay, so you can. So one Heretic Starters unit from your army that has lost one or more wounds. It used to be models. Your unit can make a surge move to do so. Roll one. All right, so I guess they changed the wording of this. So you can surge move with this. And then you can surge move into combat. So imagine a Defiler having a fucking surge move. That's cool. And then this one, the fight phase. Until the end of the phase, add one of the attack characteristics. So you're going to be able to get 6. I mean, that's not going to really be used on him. Your movement phase just after Heretic Starter's unit, excluding monsters or vehicles from your army selected advance. Excluding monsters. All right, so you can advance and charge. I thought you could. This one you can't do anything either. And then can't do that. All right, so the only thing that you can bring with Horon's thing is just the surge move. That's it. So he's probably not going to be taken in Horon's detachment. I thought might be a cool thing to check. Nightmare Hunt. So we got that, and then each time a Heretic Astartes model from your army makes an attack that targets a unit that is below half strength, add one to the hit roll. So +1 to hit if you're below half strength. Each time a unit targets a Heretic Astartes unit from your army, if that model's battle struck, so -1 to hit. If the unit targeting the Defiler is battle shocked, -1 to hit. Each time a Heretic Astartes model from your army makes an attack that targets a battle shocked unit, add 1 to the wound roll. Okay, so basically all of these are going to get +1 to wound if you're shooting at a battle shocked unit. And if it's below half strength, you're going to get +1 to hit as well. So all these hitting on 2s. Maybe you can just bring a Tech Priest innately just to give it +1 to hit. So hitting on 2s built in. And then if you're shooting at a battle shocked unit, it's +1 to wound. So hitting on 2s, +1 to wound. Rerolling 1s to wound. I can see it. Yep, I can see it in Nightmare Hunt. Let's see what strats you can use on it. Guys, if you don't know, I fucking love Night Lords, and it just sucks that they're not good. But we get your movement phase, arrive from reserves this turn. Select one enemy unit, excluding monster vehicles, within 12 inches, invisible to the unit, must take a battle shock test -1. So if it comes in, doesn't have deep strike, right? No, okay. No deep strike. Okay. So it comes in from reserves, big ass base, so I don't even think it could fucking shoot. No, it can't shoot. If it comes in reserves, it's more than 6 inches, it can't shoot. So you're not going to be using this one. Your movement phase, just after Heretic Astartes infantry unit from your unit falls back. Can't use that. Can't use that. All right. Fight phase, just after Heretic Astartes unit from your armies destroys an enemy unit. enemy units within 6 inches and visible to your unit, so everything, excluding monster vehicles, must take a battle shock test. So if you kill a unit, everything within 6 inches has to take a battle shock test at -1, usually, because you have a lot of debuffs. So what sucks about this one is you don't get -1 just innately. It's only in the command phase. So your battle shock step of your opponent's command phase is -1 leadership. It's not like the other Night Lords one where you just always have the -1 leadership. So that's only infantry. This one is the battle shock, and then this one is on here. Sorry, infantry can't do that, and they can't do that. All right, so can't really do anything in this one either. So he's not. He gets the buff right of this, but he doesn't get any of the strats. Yeah, it's mainly infantry in this detachment. But obliterators with this fucking guy, even these guys, so mutilators with Night Lords will be really good. They don't have any leadership debuffs, but having this guy in there, he's gonna mess some stuff up. So having this with adding 1 to the wound roll, adding 1 to the hit roll. If they hit on, he hits on 2s, they hit on 3s. Yeah, so hitting on 2s, yeah, it's okay. So that's that, and then enhancements can't really do anything. Chaos Lord, he's not a lord, is he? He's a special character. He can't do anything anyway. Never mind. Make Night Lords good. Hopefully in 11th, battle shocks actually mean something. That would be really cool. All right, guys. So what do you think? Which detachment are you most excited to test this guy out in? Not him, but like the Defiler, because I think the Defiler is really good. The speed 12 is just nuts. So do we run Packbound Zealots? Definitely. Soulforge, definitely. I'm thinking, what does Chaos Cold do? Damned. This one. You can sack wounds off to another unit. Soak some wounds up. But no, that's about it. What about melee? So like if we just throw 3 fucking melee dreads with just 3 disco lords. Renegade Raiders, probably. Just imagine like all the Bale Flamers everywhere. So you got the Bale Flamer, you got the Bale Flamer, you got the Bale Flamer. So you got 3 Disco Lords in Renegade Raiders with the Bale Flamer, all advancing and assaulting with +1 AP. That could be pretty fun, right? Just melee fucking everywhere. What detachment can you advance and charge with the Defiler? Is it just Renegade Raiders? Or Packbound Zealot? Packbound Zealot with Slanesh. Precision's pretty funny. At this rate, I build and paint. We will be in the new edition before. I mean, if you go super ham on like the detail, it's gonna be like just put the stripes everywhere. It's such a big model, but so much surface area to do like anything you want on it. Yeah, I guess look, 4 last cannons. So there's 4 last cannons everywhere. Dude, that's nuts. So instead of the autocannon, instead of the crack missile, just another Hades last cannon. So it's 4 last cannon shots with the ectoplasma, with the 12 shots of this, with +1 AP. Yeah, because you can't get rid of the claw, right? Missile launcher, heavy bell flamer. Yeah, so you can't get rid of the claw, which is good. So that means you still have the claw. So you still have melee and all of those ranged weapons. So probably just go last cannons, guys. So you got last cannons, unless you want the auto cannons. But last cannon, wounding everything on 2s in Soulforge and rerolling 1. So hitting on 2s, full rerolls to hit, lethal sustain, +1 to wound, and rerolling 1s. Damn. Pack-bound Zealots, though, like, just popping him out, blowing something up, being low up 18 because he's Nurgle. God, that's going to be so freaking good. Eye of Terror, Reign of Iron. You have a new detachment, Year of the Chaos. Indeed. Yeah, Year of the Chaos was definitely last year, guys. You can't say this is the Year of the Chaos. Last year was the Year of the Chaos. That's what Games Workshop said, so we have to go by it. Fuck. That's insane. All right, so Renegade Raiders, they can't advance and charge, but Pact Bound getting sustained hits on 5s. So the unit turn eligible to declare charge in turn which fell back. If it's Slanesh, it can advance and charge. It can advance, shoot, and charge. Units eligible to shoot and declare charge in turn which advance or fell back. So Slanesh on these guys, speed 12, advancing, shooting, and charging for 1 CP. So in that instance, you might like even rapid him. So you rapid him in. You can spend another CP to Overwatch because you're going to have like the Bale Flamers and Magma Cutters and all that shit. So you're going to put 2 Magma Cutters on him. You're going to put the Bale Flamer on him. You can put the Ectoplasma probably on him. And then upgrade one of these to the extra hits. So that way you have like 5 attacks and then 5 attacks. Sustain hits 2 already built in, so you're critting on 5s. So it's hitting on 3s. Let's say you get 2 5s, so you get an extra 4 hits. Strength 12, AP2, 2 damage. Seems good. Scourge of the second last cannon. I think you're gonna take the Scourge if you're gonna plan on getting him into melee. So if you're gonna do the Scourge and you're putting him in melee most of the time, take the extra attacks. But most of the time, you're going to be shooting him like as a gun platform. Because if you bring Abaddon with the 4 rerolls or the Soulforge Warpact with the Tech Priest with the 4 rerolls, it's just going to be a gun platform. If they do survive and get close to you, you have Abaddon to just step out and kill something, or just everything else just step out and kill something. So like, there's going to be a lot of options to go into. So what's up, James? How's it going? What else can Zinch? Undivided. Corn. And that's it. Enhancements. Slanesh, Nurgle, Zinch, Corn. Yeah, I mean, this guy is going into my Pack-Bound Zealot list. Maybe 3 of them just for shits and giggles. I'm definitely going to be running the Soulforge Warpact. Once the points come out, I might just fucking do a live battle report for you guys and just throw Soulforge Warpact on the table and just show you how busted it is. Yeah, I mean, you're going to magnetize literally everything, so. But yeah, guys, I really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in on the live stream. Really quick, if you guys have any questions, just comment below. I'll make sure to answer them throughout the day. I'm working late night tonight, so I got a lot of time on my hands. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. Share this with all your friends if you guys want to support the channel. We got the merch. So this is in the description below, but we got these. We got the hats. So these are the Flex Fit hats. Same logos up top. But you got the Year of the Chaos. They got the Dirtbags on the back. If you guys want these lasers, focus the laser. Look at this. It's so big. So this thing is so strong. It's rechargeable as well. So you just unscrew the top, and it's a USB charging. Super easy, so you never like run out of juice or battery, and it's super strong. These are from Rexar Lasers. They're in the description below. If you use the code word Dirtbags, you get free shipping on any orders over $50. And then the merch store, we just added stickers as well. But yeah, the shirts and the hats are from the merch store, so check those out. That's really supporting the channel. If you guys want the coach like myself, everything we went over today, you can actually get that personalized one-on-one with Patreon. So if you guys want to head over to Patreon to support the channel even more and actually have the professional coach in your corner, we were #1 Chaos Space Marine player 2 years ago with our Chaos Call and just took that off for a fucking run. You guys have messaged me one-on-one on Discord. So yeah, check that out. But guys, I appreciate it. Thanks for clicking on the video. Let me know in the comments below what you liked, didn't like, how we can improve on the channel. And we'll see you in all these Chaos list reviews coming forward soon. Appreciate it. Good luck. And we'll see you in another video.